We're very, we're very fortunate. Jason's here. He's going to email it to me. And I apologize for my ignorance.
We're just about there. I just need it.
Just take a second or two. We're having problems, aren't we? There's too much stuff in it. It's on my computer. I don't know why. Eliminate a whole bunch of them. See if it shows up.
Yeah.
That's funny. Though. This is cool. I'm very, very sorry about this.
Oh, don't worry. Everybody go through this a bunch of times, and it's just different on different computers. And
No, but it's interesting. Just starting the last 20 minutes, I'm getting no new emails on my computer.
Let me grab it. I want to get
It's under Torrington Farm.
Alan, you got to get some 20-year-olds in there. I
No,
mean,
we're gonna have this in short order here. We're gonna go to drawings. Where is it? In drawings?
Under drawings, under Torrington Farms, under miscellaneous, Torrington Farms.
Okay.
Right there, yep.
And then it should say color after it. There should be two elevations of the building and one of the canopy.
Service center. Torrington Farms. Which one?
The ones that say color, there should be an A2 and a 2A
Or
and canopy.
I'm in
Go down and read
Torrington
out.
Farms Service Center now.
Go down to the 2ES.
Yeah,
Look for the one that says color in brackets after it.
yeah, got it.
There should be three of them.
Color. Yeah,
Call the next one above.
Should be three of them. You got them all?
I got color. Yeah, I got some drawings, yeah.
Okay.
And the canopy should be there.
Maybe
too.
color right there.
Canopy is-
Oh, okay, yeah,
All right.
all right.
How do you do
So,
You guys all
let's,
set?
I think so, yep.
so we should have the canopies and we should have the store that you sent in color, Alan.
that? We're looking at it now, but how do you transfer it?
I just want to try and rotate it for them here. Okay,
You guys all set?
yeah.
Don't go.
Don't go,
Okay.
yeah. I want to make sure I can rotate this, Jason, so that,
Yeah, go to the top line there.
yeah.
There's an arrow that shows the rotation on it.
And that's,
Over all the way to the right.
right.
Where's Jeff Borghese? He knows how to run
Jeff
it.
doesn't know that either.
Yeah.
Here, he's good.
There, we go. Now we got the 12.
Oh, we have the A's.
That's one of the things, you know, let's go redo it on the rotate clockwise. I got it. Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Getting closer.
All right. Now,
You may stick around for this, Jason.
now we should be able to minimize this. Minimize this. Go to share screen.
There it is.
And we're going to share it. Share.
There it is. Can you see it?
It's coming up.
Coming.
There
There
we
it is.
go.
Yay.
There you go.
First of all, the first comment is, God, that's beautiful. Help me. I have ego problems. What we've tried to do here is we've tried to produce a building. They asked me, they are all in Tennessee, they were all contemporary buildings. They said, that won't, my opinion, that won't work here. I'd like to see something more colonial. I do not want to duplicate a Cumberland Farms. I don't want to duplicate anything else. And we've came up with this look. The unit to the right is the gas station. The unit to the left is way on the left, maybe a coffee shop. The one in the center, maybe a barber, maybe some retail. I have no idea. But they basically are showing 3 separate units within the facility itself. And if you remember right, on the right side of it is the church that bought cornucopia. I've actually run this by them. They have no objections to it. And beyond that is Route 8 and the industrial park. So I don't think anybody would have objections to that. But we pick a color that we thought would be more interesting than the usual white you see around. And I would love to hear comments on it.
We could pull up the other couple drawings.
Yeah, well, we're just waiting for it.
So that's hardy board siding. Is that what you're planning, Alan?
Correct. And the reason I picked hardy board, we don't want vinyl because it breaks up. Hardy board is a cement board, but those of you are familiar with it. The vertical columns are a plastic wood called AZIC. And so it's built for durability. Because you get when you get sidewalks near a building and that sort of thing in a high traffic, you have to build it for durability. So I'll say these are the two most important elements of the look of the building, and the other two we'll give you in a moment here. Even the gable end, I didn't just make a gable end. We made a gable end with a little bit of a slope on it, just to give it a little more interest than a pure gable.
I like that. That's a nice feature.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, let's bring up
It
the
looks
other.
like a very solid structure in the, in its design. I mean that in a complimentary way, like, the design of it, the roof line, the corner elements, just ground it very nice. It is a difference than like a typical Cumberland farm. So
I asked Jason to do that. I won't take credit. I said, Jason, come up with something a little different. And when
Yeah,
he came
it's
up with
nice.
this, I said, wow, you got it right the first time. Really phenomenal.
too, Alan, I like the way you continued with I'll call it the decoration architecturally to the far corners on the back of the building too. That's a very nice touch.
Thank you. Let's go to the other elevations. Hold on, we have to give Rick a chance here. Boy, am I happy he's here.
Okay, so we're gonna go back here. AP drive. This was the
Bottom,
one that we
Two
just
down,
did.
two down, right
We
there.
got
Up,
this
there's that
one. We'll open that one now. Right click.
There we go.
I
Perfect.
like that. That looks real good.
More, a little more.
Your sarcasm is not appreciated.
There we go.
Okay, the bottom view is what you see from the church. The other view is you see from the dirt behind it, the industrial park behind it. And believe it or not, that'll be substantially covered because we are digging down about 8 to 10 feet on these to make this work within the slope, because that's quite a slope site. Visually, if you go by it, you say, no, it's pretty flat. But there's a lot of width here, and we're making, I'd say, 8 to 10 foot cut on the side along the church and in the rear.
So what will you have for a wall back there?
I didn't want a wall, and we made a slope with a 3-to-1 slope. Martin,
Right.
we got a 10-foot level spot, 3-to-1 slope. We go down to the paving on this. I avoid retaining walls. I think after 20 years, they all look like heck. They get dirty, they crack, and I'd rather have planting.
Okay. So if you're going to have that drive-through, you're going to need to have some stacking spaces.
We've got a lot of them in the rear of
You'll need to put that on the plan, Alan.
the number of spaces.
Well, you have to show the actual stacking and show how many spaces. I
Okay,
saw on the site plan, you got an area that's designated as a picnic area.
yes. That's
Is
toward
that
the front,
covered or?
toward the front of the building. But let's look next to the canopy, if you don't mind.
All right.
Because I do have a question on the canopy. I am not sure. We made a little gable end in the canopy. I'm not sure that I find that beneficial or not. And again, the owner is leaving it entirely to me. Hold on, give us a second. We'll turn this. I'm almost thinking just as a shingle roof of fascia. I'm almost thinking getting rid of that little green to make it match the building a little bit. And if you like it, I like it. If you don't like it, it's our choice, your choice on whether you keep that or not.
I would take it out.
I wouldn't miss it. I agree with Roberta.
Yeah,
Simple, clean,
Yeah,
I think the structure of the canopy, it's something that it just needs to be, it doesn't really need to have anything else in it, I think.
It's just like stuck on, and it wasn't that way, but, all right, we will remove that.
The big thing with,
My opinion is just, it's personal.
Anybody else want to comment? Is it
I don't think
yours?
it adds anything.
no,
no, and I think
No.
the roof line complements the building sufficiently that it's a nice, complementary structure that it ties in. It doesn't need any ornamentation like that,
Okay,
in my opinion.
we'll remove that. Let's go to the site plan next, the planting plan. SP.
the one important thing about the canopy is the lighting and making sure that the lights are completely recessed into the canopy.
Yes, my answer is, that is correct. And there'll be all the LEDs and there'll be downlights. Yes.
Okay.
All right, this is the, why don't you turn it 90 degrees, please?
I'm gonna rotate it a few times here.
All right.
Oh,
For-
yes.
For all of your edification, there is the picnic area you were just talking about was on the right, just behind a large maple tree that's there, if you see it. And we
Use the cursor and you can point it out with your cursor.
can you see that?
Also can make it a little bigger,
Yeah, blow it up.
50%.
Yeah, hold on.
See where the plus is up on top there?
Yeah.
There you go.
That.
There you go.
Yeah,
Much
I'm-
better.
Let me
Yeah,
just pan it through the center.
Toward the right on the bottom, that is a picnic area with shrubs we put around it. And it's a level area. That's why I picked that spot. They indicated they want a picnic area in every single gas station. That a lot of people will get coffee and want to spend some time there. And by the way, there's plenty of parking here.
Well, if you're gonna have seating outside, you may need to add a few spaces. Because I think we say 4 spaces for every 10 outside seats,
All right, so I can put some in here where my little,
right?
I'd almost prefer that because I really don't want people walking across the driveway
yeah,
to
when
get to
you said that.
the
I
picnic
thought-
area.
Okay, so
So
we'll add 2 or 3 spaces here, maybe move that light back a little bit.
that'd be good. Yep.
All right, now, and we were talking about the stacking. Now, the people in the cars would come around this way and around the cars and here. There's, you can see there's just, and we made this very, very wide for 2 reasons. Number one, this is where the trucks fuel up, and good news is away from the church. And the trucks, when they exit, they have to exit around this way. So we gave it extreme width so they had a turning radius. Anyway, so you can see there is a good stacking area behind there for cars. And we will actually draw the cars on there.
Yeah, you need to line
Yeah.
those spaces and also the bailout area, which we always like to see too. So if you're in the line and you want to get out of it.
Yeah,
So
so that-
fortunately, you've got plenty of room for that.
Yeah, do you want me to show a stripe for that or just
Yeah.
nothing, knowing it exists, Marty?
No, I think Alan, you should show the stacking lane all the way around the
Okay.
other 2 sides of the building. Because that was one of my comments on the site plan was it looked like with the diesel pumps, you're gonna have large trucks going around the back in one direction or both. I wasn't sure. And
One direction is what they intended.
okay, so I think that needs to be signed and then so that I don't want you don't want to have conflict with cars stacking randomly and then trucks not getting around and what have you. So I think it needs to be clearly defined, the laneways for the trucks going around and the stacking for the drive-through.
Marty, you said something and I don't recall ever getting a letter on any of that. I wonder if I just didn't open it or what happened. Can you
No, I
remember?
haven't done it yet because I was waiting for the architectural
Okay.
review.
Yeah, I haven't sent it. I just did my comments just actually an hour before the meeting, but
Okay, and there's a detention pond on the left side here.
yep.
And right now, the present water runs across here. There's 2 places that water discharges presently. There is a swale across here right now, and there's another swale in the back. This doesn't have the grades on it, but we're continuing, we're hoping to take this water that runs in the back here and direct it
Yeah.
across the back to here, and then out of the detention pond, connect to where the swale is presently right here now. So it's all staying on the property.
Okay, you need to show those two swale discharge points, if you would, Alan, so
Yeah,
that
let's go to the grading plan.
it can be clear. I mean, we don't have to go through the grading in this meeting, really. It's,
I'll just show you the swell. So on the grading.
SP,
SP1.
I've seen it, but we can have another meeting either in person or Zoom to talk about.
Okay, let me make this a little larger. Okay, but now you're going to see the back. We do it by grades. Back here, there is a swale that's picking up any water that might come in off the neighbor property across here. And there is presently a swale there. We've just defined it a little clearer, and see that, and it goes to an existing low area that's a swale here presently. That's number one. Number two, all of the water from this facility goes into this area, from both sides, into this pond, and it discharges here on the surface into the swale that's over here, that's existing. The good news also is the driveways here. There's a great sight line here. And you literally can see all the way through Route 8 ramp, and you can see up the hill. There's a vertical curve, but it's very modest. And so the site works really well. When I first went out there, I didn't think it would work at all, to be very candid with you.
Can you show us the lighting that you're proposing and the landscape?
This is a two-headed light right here on the left entry. There's one on the right entry right next to the driveway. One a bit further back, which I now will relocate a little further back because we're going to put some parking here. And there's one back here, so there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. Oh, excuse me, there must be one in the front, I believe, also. I think there's 5 lights in the yard, and then the rest of it is all down lights from the building lights and the canopy lights.
Okay.
Do you have was a photometric plan part of this plan set?
Yes, we did send one. I'm not sure it's on here. You want to see it, or make sure you have it? Yeah, you don't want to see it in this meeting, I don't think.
This group doesn't need to, but they'd like to see what the fixture is going to look like if you got that on the detail sheet.
We do, and I'm going to rely on Rich again to take the controls here of the airplane I'm driving.
You know the name of
It would be SP. Look at SP4. There's the photometric. We'll blow it up a lot. Make this one 100%.
That's 75. You want 100?
I'll leave it alone. They probably got good enough.
Okay.
And you can see the lighting goes 0 and all the roads.
Yeah. Excellent.
Very nice.
Okay, and last but not least, let's see the light fixtures. Let's go back to the drawing again. Boy, am I lucky I have my assistant here. SP1, right there. The next one down. SP1. That might be it, or the next one. All right, this is what it looks like. No, it's not that. Go to the next one. Got the PDF. That's not it. No.
Let's go back here.
Down here.
SPD.
Yeah.
SPD1.
Let's try that. SPD2.
Okay.
One more you're left. SPD3.
Planting. Oh, there you go.
There's the light fixture. Parking lot.
Okay. There you go.
There's the parking lot light.
Well,
Full cutoff.
50%. And bring it down into field of view. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a full cutoff light.
What color is the post?
Yes.
Is it white?
No, that is an interesting question. I've never had that question asked. Normally they're bronze
I was thinking they're bronze, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what they come.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's fine. That's nice.
In dumpster, I
Wait,
forgot,
there's nothing like honesty in an answer. I don't,
the dumpster area,
yes.
is that got a fence around it? What are we doing to, with
Let's
that?
go back to SP1. Let's go back to Frampton.
Let's just see, we probably have it open already. Got a bunch of stuff open.
There we go. You see it behind the gas station to the left. That's it right here.
Okay,
Oh, wow, that's really good. Out of sight, out of mind.
so that's just landscaped around it? Is that what that looks
Yep.
like?
Absolutely.
All right,
Any signage?
We are not proposing signage at this junction. I don't know what their signage is. I asked them to send me their standard signage. And they said to me, you show me what you want. I can't do that. I don't have the knowledge or ability to do that. So we'll have to postpone that for a future meeting.
We do show signage on the front building.
Okay, I was just thinking that you have that nice screen going on. It would be nice to have signage that don't clash with that.
You know, this is a one, and it really, if you took a ride out there, you see what I mean by the grays on the left.
Because there is a lot of green.
Alan, does this company have a standard logo or standard font that they use?
Well, see, that's the problem I had. He sent me canopies that are swirled at the top and all white, and then a red building. And I said to him, that won't pass in Connecticut. I'd really like to go colonial. And he just said to me, well, do what you think is best. Let's get it through. Let's build these gas stations. So I've taken my own responsibility and done that.
well, you could come back like
Yeah.
like we said with the signage package, and we'll have a separate meeting and a separate site plan.
Sure, that would be fun. How about an address somewhere? Where are we doing that?
The address is on the drawing. Let's see, hold on.
You can pan over it.
Where is it on the building?
341 Pinewoods.
So you're planning to use the address of the
Yeah, the
former
house
house?
is right here. See, there's
Okay.
a house. And that house is in the center of the property from one left to right, so I use the same number.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that, Alan.
So we want that address on the building, and then, of course, if you end up having a freestanding sign on the
Should be on the
freestanding
sign,
sign.
too.
too.
You know, Marty, I'm glad to say that because how many times are we looking for some address and nobody on the street has any numbers anywhere?
Right, that's why we're at least doing our part, and on new buildings, we're making sure we got them.
Mr. Borghese, I've got two questions. Where the diesel pumps are and how they're relating to the proper building?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not dealing well with the scale on this, so I'm concerned for the radius of a diesel truck turning around, and I was wondering if the diesel pump shouldn't be angled a little more to cheat so they can get around the backside.
You know, you say that. You notice I did angle it a little bit.
I saw that,
Um,
but I was not having a scale, not having, a truck to, because I know sometimes when, in fact, there's a gas station on South Main that we reviewed maybe about 2 or so years ago, and their drawing for their driveway and everything seemed to work, but every time I try to negotiate with my car, it's really too tight, and I'm just trying to make it easier for everybody.
I appreciate that. I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I will replot this with a truck radius of 65-foot truck on here, and make sure it works. So I'll do that for you.
Okay, and then the other thing is a similar question. Again, I'm not sure of scale here, but the gas pumps in the front, you've got parking on either side of them, facing the building and against the road. If cars are coming in, and I assume that they're going to come to the, where's north? The more northern side, and then curve in to face the pumps. And so they're going to exit. I just want to make sure there's enough room so people backing out of the car park aren't colliding with somebody trying to exit the gas pumps.
You know, so you know this, they sent me their industry standards of all their 100 gas stations. And I started right off with exactly what they had, and these are the dimensions. There's a 30-foot between the parking lot at the building drive to the edge of the mat,
Mhm.
and 24 foot behind it. And they tell me that works very well for them. They've utilized that over and over again and said it's no problem. And I stole it literally from their
Okay,
previous site drawing, so I have to assume it's correct.
okay.
Generally, the 24 feet is wide enough for, for an aisle.
Okay.
Well, 24 feet would be, except what if the vehicle was hanging out over that? Because, when a vehicle pulls up to the pump, he's not sitting centered. He's usually, either the front is hanging out over or the back in some cases. So that was one of my comments too, Alan, was if a car is parked, closer to the front to fill up, that 24 feet might get reduced to 20 or less. And then you may have a conflict with cars trying to park or pass through. So,
Paul,
If
would you like me to add 2 or 4 feet to that?
well, how are you gonna do that?
Push the building back further into the mountain. I got no choice. I don't want to
Well-
come forward.
Well, I think if you, put a car turning template or just put a couple cars up against the pumps, you should be able to confirm that. Plus, what a car needs to pull into, to the space.
Paul, why don't let's just add 2 feet to the 24, make it 26. Let's just do it. Okay,
Okay.
they are not going to object to this, so let's just add it. If you had any concerns, let's just do it. Okay?
Sure, as long as you think that's enough, sure. Because you've got 30 on the other side, so that's kind of why I'm,
My logic at the other side was, if you'll see there, that is a busier side.
yep.
And I looked at that and I said to myself, there'll be more people pulling up to the building than there'll be in these remote parking stations to the rear. That'll be help, and who knows, somebody stopped.
I would like to say something.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Happened to, I was muted, I didn't realize. We just happened to have done recently 2 gas stations, and by the numbers I'm seeing, this works fine. Especially because this here, it's a secondary parking. You're not gonna have this filled with cars the whole time. We did one in Trumbull and we did the one in Hartford. So I think that 24 is quite okay. You really have to have more space on the busiest side, closest to the building, but on the other side, I think okay.
Well, that's a good comment. Thanks, Bobby.
So are the pumps designed to have one car only on each side at a time?
That's correct.
Is that the premise? So there's 22 feet for theoretically only one car to park within that 22 feet.
And by the way, this drawing shows the lights underneath the canopy. See them? They're
Yeah.
MH12s.
Yeah, I just brought that up, Alan, because the first on South Main, they put the canopy lights they initially put in for Cumberland were the wrong lights, and they had to change them all.
Thank you for that.
So Paul, are you okay then with leaving the dimensions as they are then, or do you want to
Well,
see?
like I said, it's up to Alan to show that, the cars can traverse through there.
Yeah.
If he shows a car at the pump and he shows a car that it doesn't overhang, then yeah, I'm fine with it.
Now that I know
will
that
check
it's,
on that. Paul, I'll check on that. If I think it needs a couple more feet, I'll just add it, okay?
Okay,
I'm glad that you clarified that it was just one vehicle in there. I was actually thinking of 2. So now that it's just one, it makes more sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's what I wanted to confirm.
yeah, on a 22-foot wide canopy, you can't put 2 vehicles.
Okay. Right, because the vehicle is at least 10 feet, if not more, so.
Well, you got to think of the bigger cars on the truck
Mark,
Yeah, you're the one thinking of those with the big Cadillacs.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm thinking of like the Silverados and the F-150s. Yeah, they're as long as my Caddy, but a lot of cars are shorter. But people pull up to the pump to accommodate where their filler valve is, and you see people pulling out further so that the pump and the filler pipe to their car kind of aligns. And depending on where that is, left, right, back, middle, that's what governs where they park. But one car makes sense to be in those spots, so.
So there's your freestanding sign. I just saw you.
Yeah, to be very candid with you, Jason must have put that on the drawing and I didn't recognize it. It is there, but I have no details, so we'll postpone it for next meeting.
Right.
Okay.
It said sign and location to be determined, so you did exactly what I asked you to do.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah,
can you
we'd,
share my-
we'd,
can I
we'd
share my
love to see
screen
that.
for a sec?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, here.
Yes.
It's funny because I will, hang on a sec here. I don't know if I can,
Very much well, look at
oh
it.
yeah, share screen. Where am I here? This
think
one
I
right
might- I might have to give it back to you. What's that?
here. Hang on a sec. So can you see
No,
you don't see anything?
no, we're still seeing Alan's.
Yeah,
Oh,
let-
okay.
Let me see. I think I need to unshare your
No,
sharing.
I have
I'm gonna
multiple,
stop share right now so that you can share your screen.
I have multiple participants can share on the thing, so you should be able to without,
Well,
go ahead.
but I don't know if they can do it all simultaneously.
Okay,
So I'm gonna stop sharing
All
for
right.
now.
here comes Paul's. All
Okay,
right.
there you go.
All right, so you can see right here, this is what I wrote just like half an hour ago. And you can see what I showed, the car at the pump, you know, the filler near the back bumper parked out, nose sticking out, and then this dimension, you know, if cars at the pump, what is the width and can a car pull out? So just what we were talking about, but more of a visual. The other thing too, Alan, if you have tractor trailers coming out of here, when they pull out, they can't track over the center line. So you want to check your
My radius,
radiuses for tracking. So
especially on the way out. Take a
yeah,
right turn.
more so on the way out. Yeah. And I hope there's not going to be a whole lot of conflict between this driveway and industrial lane. Again, these are design issues that we can talk about.
Yeah, we all know we're local people, those roads are used, but they're not this is not a highly busy road. You know, I was in a way, I was just talking personally, I was really surprised they picked this site because the total traffic here is not high. But they really feel strongly that between Route 8 and the what I call Torrington Street, which I think is Torrington West Street, and the industrial usage of the park here, that they feel that this would be a great site.
Mhm.
I stuck my nose in and asked them, I said, you really want to be here? Oh, yeah, this is, you know, and let me say, sometimes it's so close to you, you can't see it.
Now, considering that, you know, you can't get on the highway at Greenwood, so if you're in that north end of the city, you know, and you want to get on Route 8, you go to Pinewood, so it does take a lot of traffic.
That's right.
Anyway,
So is everybody okay with the design elements? He's gonna remove the on the canopy, he's gonna fix the canopy.
so,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. So Marty, just to clarify, on that one south elevation, he showed signage over each door.
Yeah,
Is that permitted?
I mean, that would all be fine because he has building signage allowed and,
Okay.
you know, and freestanding signage. But we would, you know, we'll see that at another time because the total signage will be over 125 square feet, I'm sure. Probably be that much on the freestanding sign. But it looks like the best spots for the signage on the building for sure.
It does.
And it'd be nice if it's a signage package that all kind of blends in, although
Yes.
I'm sure that it'll be tastefully done by Mr. Borghese.
I can only expect the best taste from Alan Borghese.
Well, he has a reputation to take care of, so he has to come up with the best.
Well, Alan trained me. I've been working with him for many years.
So,
Well, I would make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
I'll
As,
second.
thank you very much. All in favor?
I,
Aye,
I,
very good.
One
Thank you,
brief
everyone.
subject of Lily, want some just chatter? We actually shut down for a while on the greenhouse that we were building that was gonna be growing, lettuce, if you remember. And we actually shut it down for 6 months for a very specific reason. It's very interesting. They have changed their philosophy on what they're doing. They are merging in business with a national, international company that actually wants that greenhouse to be larger. They've even changed the function of how the greenhouse grows its lettuce. We've changed the heating and air conditioning systems in it. And it's a brand new concept. The way that building was originally built is there was a bunch of fans, I will say, sucking the air out, removing it, vacuuming it out at the rear. And now they want to pressurize the whole thing. They're putting new fans in to put air into it. And the whole system has slowed down. We've just started working on it about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And now we're going full blast again to finalize the building. But if you went by, you wonder what is Alan Borghese doing these days on that particular building. That's the reason for it. And
I was wondering.
go ahead. And it's public knowledge, but it should be even more exciting than it was.
great. Well, will you please clean the sedimentation basin out so Jeremy doesn't have to send any more letters?
Well, I enjoy letters from him. Thank you. I thank you all so
All
much.
right.
Very good. Do
So,
we have any more business, Marty?
no, we could have a motion to adjourn.
Motion
I'll
to
make-
adjourn.
Second.
Second,
Thank you. All in favor, I'm sure. It was nice to see everyone.
All right,
seeing you all.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Marty.
thank you.
Enjoy your Memorial Weekend.
Everybody
Thank
enjoy
you.
your
Yeah.
Memorial.
enjoy.
Talk to you later.